most of the new cases the really young people, or of all ages?
Of all ages. I don't have the statistics in front of me of the age groups, but we see, across the board, all ages, races, gender. And this, we still see the great majority of people with HIV are people who have acquired it through, are men who have sex with men. The new cases, we're seeing an increasing number of women becoming infected. Disproportionately, we're seeing people of color becoming infected in new cases. So the virus has, although the virus has not changed, the ways it's transmitted has not changed, we see the population changing of people impacted and affected. And I think it would primarily be because people don't believe that they're at risk, because they're not fitting a stereotype or something that they believe would qualify them as being at risk.
Well, that's why I asked about the really young people, because they are less likely to take all of this seriously, and they're more likely to think that they can live forever.
Another thing too that we're very concerned about is the media hype, or although we've had a lot of good news about therapies that have kept people alive and improved the quality of life, that has a double-edged sword. We see more and more people thinking, well, if I became infected, it's no big deal. I'll take a bunch of pills and I'll be fine.
Yes.
Well, many of us who have lived through the earlier days, that's very hard for us to hear, because we also see the toxicity of the pills and the problems in accessing the medications. That's just very hard to hear, and we do hear that quite a bit with young people.
Well, let me ask you, because you indicated that you had federal funds that have been very supportive. Is your funding coming also from other sources?
Yes, we look at look to the public, look to our communities to help provide support for the programs. Although we're very fortunate to have a lot of federal funds coming into our area, it's not enough to fill all the gaps of the needs that are out there. So we try to develop a robust fund development program, which involves events, awareness events, as well as fundraising events, planned giving, annual giving. We also want to make sure that the community knows that they can be a part of fighting this epidemic, and individual contributions, corporate contributions. We were able to access some funds through the state of Louisiana as well to provide prevention education as well as care for people living with HIV.
Well, when you mentioned events, and one of your events, the No Age Walk, each year I volunteer out there at the registration table generally, and I know that it brings in some money. What are some of your other events?
July 18th, we have our Dining Out for Life program, which is we have probably about 60 local restaurants that will contribute 25% of the proceeds from that evening dinner to No AIDS Task Force.
And that's been a successful program?
Yes, that's. I'm sorry, I said July 18th. It's July 16th. It's Thursday, July 16th.
Right, so that's coming up soon.
That's coming up, and then the walk is September 20th, and this is our 20th year for the walk. It's hard to believe it's been that long, but those are two of the larger events that we have.
All right. Well, we have a few minutes left, and I don't want to conclude the program without giving you the opportunity to talk about whatever might be on your mind. Is there something more that I haven't asked you about that you'd like to mention?
I think by way of prevention, education, and awareness, it's so important for everyone to realize we're all at risk for HIV if we engage in any activity that could put us at risk, sexual activity or any activity that might be exchange of blood or blood products. If people want to get involved in HIV awareness, prevention, or care, there are many opportunities to volunteer as well in fundraising events such as the walk, or traditional volunteers who help staff an AIDS hotline, or actually do counseling and testing, or deliver food to people. There are many opportunities.
All right. Well, in your mission statement, and it says provide for an enlightened public. How do you go about that?
I think through everything we do on a daily basis, our mission is to try to make sure the public knows that this is a disease. It's a virus that causes people to lose their immune function in their bodies. It's not because they're gay it's not a sentence from someone. It's a virus, and we're combating a virus. It's also about letting the public know that this virus is impacting our neighbors, our brothers and sisters, our friends, and we need to take care of each other. And
that's the message. Now, how are you able to get this message to the general public?
We try to do everything we can do, like coming on your show, through our awareness events, health fairs, one-on-one education. I think everything that we can reasonably do with the resources that we have available.
And considering the media, various forms of getting word out, are they supportive and helpful?
HIV has been around for now 25 years.
So it's an old subject.
It's an old subject, and it's not until there's a new CDC release or a new medication or something that hits the news waves that we really get an interest from the media. So I don't want to say it's not supportive, but it's we need more. We need more education.
Well, Joel, our time is up. And I said Joel, Noel. It's been a pleasure having you on. I wish you great success and just continue what you've been doing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, folks, for watching our show.